This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Stick Tamer Bow Silencers. Are you a traditional archery hunter or shooter? Stick Tamer was specifically designed for the recurve shooter. Made of a hybrid foam rubber material, Stick Tamer is designed to deaden string slap and limb vibration. Stick Tamer reduces limb and string noise, water resistant, and lasts shot after shot. Made in the USA from a hybrid foam rubber for durability. To purchase Stick Tamer and for more information, visit ThreeRiversArchery.com and BlackWidowBows.com. Stick Tamer bow silencers are available exclusively at ThreeRiversArchery.com and BlackWidowBows.com. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. Tonight, I don't have Dave Young, our production guy, here, so he's not running the board, and I'm running the board and talking and going over talking points. But I do have Dan Hall on here. How you doing, Dan?
Doing well, yeah. Glad to be here. Wish I could be in the studio with you, but just not in the cards right now.
Yeah, you're out of town right now, so we understand that. But we've got a lot of good stuff to talk about here this evening. So we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to start talking about bass fishing. So, you know, we've sponsored the West Virginia fishing team there at WVU, West Virginia University, for about 2 years now. And we're going to have Garrett Thompson on here this evening. And, you know, fishing's going to start getting hot and heavy here in West Virginia pretty soon. They Absolutely. They do a bunch of tournaments every year, and they're actually on the Bassmaster College, network and all that stuff. So they're on the Bassmasters Classic thing there where they go around to all these tournaments. So Garrett just graduated about 2 days ago, so he will still be running the team there as president until their last tournament, I think. So he'll be running it for a couple more weeks or maybe a month or so. I'm not sure when their last tournament is, but we'll get all that information here in a minute. And so without further ado, Garrett Thompson with the West Virginia fishing team. How you doing, sir?
Doing all right, guys. How about you?
Oh, we're doing good, man.
Can you guys hear me all right and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. We got you loud and clear, buddy.
Sounds good. I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, so just start off there. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, so obviously you guys already mentioned my name's Garrett Thompson. I'm the president of the WVU fishing team, and pretty much all I like to do is fish. That's all I want to do ever. But I just graduated 2 days ago from WVU. I've been running the team for 2 years now.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's coming to an end. But it was a good part of my college career, that's for sure.
So are you a West Virginia boy?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Morgantown.
Oh, okay, perfect, nice.
Well, you just cutting out real bad there, Dan. It was like burr, burr, burr. You sound like Chewbacca.
Maybe I am.
Oh, jeez.
But no, that's great. So how did you get involved in was that a goal? Get involved in the WVU fishing team for your whole life, or?
I didn't really pick up tournament fishing until I was in high school. So I went to Morgantown High School, and I actually started the bass fishing team there. They didn't have a bass team. They didn't know what the heck a bass team was. And so one of my buddies, his dad had a bass boat, and they had a Bass Nation high school series. And I said, well, hey, I want to get involved in this. How do I do it? So I, talked to a couple people and got it going. And then I created the bass fishing club at Morgantown High School. And so I fished tournaments there for a couple years. I actually won the first tournament I ever fished. And that was like, to me, as a younger guy, that was like the coolest thing ever. I'm like, this is all I want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then obviously I went to WVU. That's where my dad went to college. I got hooked up with the guys, that were in the fishing club at the time. And they kind of took me under their wing and showed me the ropes of how all the college side worked. And ever since then, I've been ate up with it.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
You guys were on fire this year, man. I mean, you all actually won the Bassmaster Nation College Championship.
Yeah, we won the College State Championship, which is just was in West Virginia, actually, on Stonewall Jackson. We had probably one of the best days of fishing we ever had during a tournament, which doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us a little bit about that tournament. How many pounds did you all end up with, and different things like that?
We ended the tournament with 22 pounds and 3 ounces.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. We had, in our bag, we had 2 fish that were over 6.5 pounds, which is like trophy size for West Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, and it was on Stonewall Jackson, which we had some experience there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had home field advantage.
Yeah, that's the kind of place where it gets hammered by tournaments.
Yeah.
That's like the bass fishing mecca of West Virginia. You don't hear of anywhere else that has big bass, really. So that place, it has tournaments every weekend, of the year, like 2 to 3 tournaments every single weekend. It's it gets fishing pressure. Fishing pressure is real. That place gets tough. Those fish get smart.
Right.
So usually when you go there, you're looking to catch your limit, which is 5 fish, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But the first morning of that tournament, we lost a couple big fish, and we were like losing our minds. We're like, well, we already screwed our tournament. We lost. It's over. And then you never know whenever you pull up on the right spot, and then the magic happens. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Now, how many teams was involved in this tournament for that?
This tournament in particular, I believe there was like 7 teams, which that's because in the College State Championship, you're fishing it's us against Marshall. There's a couple of our teams, and then a couple of teams from Marshall, and then there was actually a Fairmont State team. So that's the College State Championship. That's when all the colleges in West Virginia face off against each other. And then if you win winning that tournament qualified us for the national championship, which will be fishing against close to 200 boats.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
From teams all over the place, Auburn, Alabama, Clemson, all sorts of places in Texas, any university you can name, they probably have a bass team. We fish against all those guys.
Sure. And that one's coming up still?
Yeah, that one is going to be in August. It's somewhere in Tennessee. They haven't announced it yet, which is like killing me. I'm dying to know where it's at, but
that surprises
to announce that shortly.
I figured it'd be in Virginia somewhere, like Smith Mountain Lake or something.
I would love for it to be there.
Yes.
You got quite a few options in Tennessee, though, if you think about it.
Well, you do.
There's some really good bass fishing down there.
Well, South Holston, that splits Virginia and Tennessee.
Yeah, South Holston. Yeah. East Tennessee. That's a good place for sure.
Yeah, it's a really good place.
Yep.
Yeah, you got.
Do you have any places in mind that you think it will be at?
There's a couple of main, places. These tournaments are huge. These college tournaments, like I said, this year we fished a handful of them of the college, like the regular series tournaments that were 275 boats.
Wow.
So you got to take into consideration they got to have a place big enough, for that many boats. And there's only a couple places. I mean, there's a lot of places to fish, but I have a feeling it'll either be on Pickwick Lake, Chickamauga, or in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is the Tennessee River. Those would be my guesses. But
yeah, I've heard of that Chickamauga.
Oh yeah, that's like the bass fishing capital of
So those
Tennessee,
three
sure.
right there, obviously are pretty some of the biggest ones. They have the capacity to carry all those boats and stuff in when it comes to launching and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boat ramps. Yeah.
I don't remember South Holston having that big of an area to do that.
Nope. It is 100%. It's a big lake compared to what we've got in West Virginia, but nowhere near able to handle 250 boats.
Yeah, because that most of their stuff is taken up by slips and things like that. My niece, she's got a slip out there. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it.
So that will be is that with your regular partner that you fish with all the time, or is it you get to pick who it is?
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. What beach you all at?
We're at Vero Beach in
Florida.
Yep.
Oh, dang.
I know. Been to that beach several times. It's a nice place.
Yeah, it's a great place. My girlfriend's family comes down here every year. I came down here for the first time last year. It's a pretty nice place.
Nice.
Yeah, if you get a chance. My dad lives up in Stuart, Florida.
Okay.
If you get a chance to make it to Stuart, there's some really nice little nightlife restaurants and stuff in downtown Stuart.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How far is that from Vero Beach?
What's that?
How far is that from Vero Beach?
15, 20 minutes.
Oh, really? It's not that far?
Yeah. No. Jupiter's not far either. That's your high dollar place. That's where Tiger Woods has a house.
Oh, yeah. There's some good big houses down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we had a little interruption there. We lost Garrett, so obviously we're back now. So just tell us a little bit more about the college fishing with WVU in general. How does that whole team organized? How's it ran and different things like that?
So pretty much the whole organization is student ran. We have pretty much, it's looked at as the university as a club, so it's nothing like the football team. We don't get excused from classes to go to a tournament or anything like that.
Oh, man.
We don't
Wow.
Yeah, pretty unreal, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're going to have to miss days of school.
Oh, I can't tell you how many days of school I've missed. It's a lot. But hey, I made it through, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. Obviously, you graduated 2 days ago, so hey.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even when COVID happened, I was, and a lot of us guys on the fishing team were able to take advantage of online classes, you know.
Sure.
We kind of took that to our advantage, and were able to travel, which I'll talk about because it involves a lot more traveling than you would think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But anyway, yeah, so the club, it's just a group of guys and girls. We also have some girls in the club that do some fishing. There's basically two sides to the club. You got people who, just join the club. You want to meet people who fish and go fishing and just, have fun. And then there's the other side, the tournament side, which is kind of the side that I am more like into, I'm all about meeting people and going fishing and stuff. But the tournament thing, that's my jam.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, anyone at WVU can join the club. But the tough thing about the tournament part of it, and the reason why not as many people are involved is like I said, you have to have your own boat or access to a boat and a truck to pull it and be able to fund yourself to travel all these tournaments. Granted, there's some raised, but the university doesn't really help us that much when it comes to that type of thing.
I wonder if that'd be something you guys could look into getting more funding through the school on that.
Yeah, it's really difficult. We've looked into it and we've jumped through all the hoops, and they just made it really difficult, and so we've kind of just decided to go off on our own. And we have our fundraiser tournament. We host our tournaments every so often to raise money. We'll do giveaways and raffles and things of that nature, just to raise some gas money,
Sure.
Because I mean, if you were to look at my bank statements, I would guarantee you 95% of my money is spent on gas. No gas, truck.
Yeah.
Well, especially with the prices right now, I can see y'all struggling.
Oh gosh, man. We went to Michigan for a tournament last summer,
Lord.
peak COVID, and gas was $5.20. And we filled up the boat, which is like a 54-gallon tank, and the truck like 30-something gallons, and it was like $300 fill up one stop. We were like, oh my gosh, we need to pick a new hobby.
No, never.
Yeah.
Make do.
Joking.
But so, we'll catch a little break here before we get back into it. We like to do our salute to valor on every episode of our podcast here. So tonight we're going to be saluting Scott Estes. He was born in Washington Courthouse, Ohio. He was in the United States Air Force, where he was rank of staff sergeant. He served 10 years at Nellis Air Force Base, as well as Nevada and Moody Air Force Base in Georgia. Or no, I'm sorry, that Nellis is in Nevada, and Moody Air Force Base in Georgia. He served in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. He was awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, 2 Accommodation Medals, 2 Achievement Medals, Expert Pistol and Rifle Medals, an Expeditionary Service Medal. He was medically discharged in 2007. Scott, we'd like to thank you for your service, sir, and glad you got discharged and enjoying life now.
Yep. Thank you, Scott, for your service. We sure appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott.
All right, back to it. So going on to gear and stuff. What's your favorite setup and the gear and stuff that you already use? Y'all have sponsors. I mean, I know that we sponsored with money, but it was a monetary donation. Do you all have product sponsors like Venom baits and things like that and stuff?
Yeah, we have a handful of sponsors, but just as of recent, we partnered with a company called Fishing Online.
Okay.
Which they're out of Pennsylvania, but they're an online tackle store. So instead of us, picking, say, oh, I'm going to only use Shimano reels, for example, and this rod, being partnered with a company like that, they sell every brand you can think of.
Okay.
So we pretty much can use at a discount any brand, that we prefer, which is really awesome. And there's not a lot of teams that get to do something like that.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So I have, too many setups. But
I just pulled their website up. I'm looking at it. I like their setup. It kind of shows fish on.
Yeah,
the logo type, but you got that in bold, and the Fishing Online is in lighter color.
Online, tackle store, blog, they got all sorts of informational stuff.
Yeah,
they've been a really good partner to us recently, and we're grateful to have them on board.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. It's kind of,
I hadn't either.
To me, to looking at it, I mean, like you said, I'm scrolling down through absolutely everything you could imagine.
So that's called Fishing Online?
Oh, yeah. Yep. And so like I said, they're out of Pennsylvania. You guys are in West Virginia, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yes.
If you order anything from there, if you order before 2 p.m., it'll be at your house the next day.
Man, that's good.
Yeah. So, I get in a pinch before a tournament. I need some stuff. Quick order. Fastest shipping I've ever seen. So it's a great little hack.
So what's
hooked up with them?
So I actually knew a few buddies who knew the owners, and they're kind of like closer to Lake Erie. I do a ton of fishing on Lake Erie.
Okay.
I got to know the owners, and when I became president, I reached out to them. I said, hey, I know they're really big into the kayak fishing game. That's like their main market. But I reached out to them. I said, hey, you guys want to, get involved in the college fishing, like bass fishing game? I said, I'm a digital marketing major, and I got a good group of guys that likes to fish, and we're looking for, like a title sponsor, I guess you could say. And I reached out to them, and it ended up working out, and we have a pretty good relationship still to this day.
Awesome. So, what's some of the other partners you all got and sponsors, so we can list those in our episode descriptions?
So we have one of our other sponsors it's actually called Fish or Die Bait Company. They're actually a veteran-based company. They do a lot of really cool stuff. But they do soft baits, like plastic baits and stuff like that. They make some really unique looking stuff. They're also out of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But we're partnered with Venom Lures. trying to think off the top of my head. You guys, obviously.
Yep.
Hammerhead Jigs. They're out of West Virginia. They make hand tied rabbit fur jigs and stuff like that. Marabou jigs. They're really cool. They make a bunch of good stuff.
Nice.
And that's all just the main sponsors that actually support us. Some of the other sponsors on our jersey are they give us 20% off or something like that. They're like a huge company. It's just like, oh yeah, we sponsor you, but not actually work personally with us. You know what I mean? One of those type of deals.
Yeah. So you all had a law office on there.
Yeah, that would be that was one of our jersey spots. So pretty much like you guys did the whole jersey logo thing. They did the same exact.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, I think my favorite jersey was the ones you all had last year.
I don't blame you for saying that. I'll be honest.
Yeah, those looked good last year.
They was really good.
I won't be doing anything because I'm done with the team, but I'm going to help the guys who I got a guy trained up to, be the president next college semester. I'm going to try and get with those same guys that did the jerseys. G2 Gemini, I believe, is the brand they're called. They do a really good job.
Yeah, I believe that's who it was that Michael was telling me about. Next time you do those, we want to get in on one, and I definitely want to have one hanging up in our shop. That's if you all can do the same logo there on the sleeve like yours was there the previous year.
Yeah, I'm sure we can do that.
Get one framed up and put it in our shop, man. That would be awesome. That's what we were planning on doing with that giveaway or that raffle that you all were doing, and we didn't end up winning it.
Yeah, we'll get you guys one of those.
Yep. So let us know when the time comes to up our sponsorship, and we'll definitely support you guys. We've had a good time doing it.
Yeah, definitely. Having your new guys keep us in the loop for sure. That's enjoyable for us. We love following you guys.
Oh yeah, we follow all you guys on Facebook and tournaments and stuff you guys are going at and different things.
Awesome. We really appreciate that.
Speaking on tournament fishing, how many tournaments do you guys try to hit every year? I mean, I know you was talking about how it's self-funded basically, but
yeah,
a set amount that you want to definitely try to hit.
Yeah, so pretty much we stick with the Bassmaster College Series, which is ran by the Bass Nation. And so the College Series, they do 4 regional tournaments, and then they have a national championship. So there's a wait list now to get on these tournaments because college fishing and high school fishing has blown up like crazy in the past couple of years.
That's awesome.
That's why I don't understand why WVU won't pick it up and sponsor it more.
They're missing out on an opportunity. We had a team last. You guys probably know them, Nolan Miner and Casey Lanier.
Oh yeah,
they were absolute hammers. They could catch them anywhere they went. They could compete with the best of the best, and they won one of these college tournaments. Which is to win one of these things is a big deal, huge deal.
Oh yeah,
to be West Virginia University to win out of 300 boats, that's unreal. They won one the year before they graduated, and guess what? That was during COVID, and West Virginia University placed a travel ban on us.
Yeah, I remember Michael telling me about that.
We weren't allowed to travel, but Bass Nation allowed us to travel unassociated, so we could just show up and fish the tournament without being associated with WVU. So WVU couldn't do anything about that, and they ended up winning. So
wow.
They, if WVU would have let us go, they would have had the publicity and all that, but they missed out there on the big time.
Yeah, it's a big time advertising thing for them. I mean, because like you said, it's getting bigger, and not only did you all have in your last one that you won 22 pounds, one of our equity partners, Jonathan Fowler, his son Devin Fowler, he fishes in these tournaments with the West Virginia Bass Association, I think.
Yep. And
they just won a freaking boat, and they had 33 pounds in their boat.
Holy cow!
They just won. Yeah, they won a $30,000 boat.
Where was that? Where was that tournament at?
I can't remember. I'll have to look it up again.
Probably somewhere down south. Assuming not in West Virginia.
No, I don't believe it was in West Virginia.
Yeah, 33 pounds. That's a sack of fish.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, like we caught 22 pounds, and that's. I mean, I don't fact check me on this, but that might be one of the biggest bags weighed I've seen in West Virginia in a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it probably is.
Unofficially.
Have you ever fished Clater Lake in Dublin, Virginia?
Clay?
Okay, here you go. So, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you on that. I was just looking that up. So it was in Tennessee. So it was Pickwick Landing State Park in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Pickwick. That was the lake I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was the USA Bass Cat Silver Cup tournament.
Yep. I've heard of that.
Wow.
Yeah. They ended up getting first place and winning that boat on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the deal there.
I couldn't believe it, man. It was great.
They had 30.95 pounds.
Yeah, that's a big bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in those bags, you're only allowed to keep, 5 fish?
5 fish limit, yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So that's
you're talking about average. That's awesome.
That's 5 fish per team. So that's like 2.5 fish a person.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That's awesome. That's really cool. But what were you saying earlier?
Before we were rudely interrupted. No, I can't remember now. Clater Lake. Have you ever fished Clater Lake in Dublin, Virginia?
No, I haven't.
Okay. What about Moomaw Lake?
Moomaw. Never been there. I've heard of it. I've heard about it though. I've had some buddies that fish there. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, it's it used to be really, really good. From what I've seen and what I've heard here recently, it's kind of gone downhill a little bit. But
really?
Yeah, it's right past White Sulphur Springs. You turn it's on the border there. I'm pretty sure West Virginia and Virginia.
Okay. No, I fished a lot of Lake Virginia.
But yeah, we used to camp there a lot when I was a kid, and man, we would catch some monsters out of that place. And they used to hold tournaments constantly, and so did Clater Lake. I don't know why they don't do them as much as anymore, but Clater Lake is a big lake in Dublin, Virginia. My uncle, he owns a boat repair shop right outside the campground.
Oh yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yep, it's pretty good. You go towards Withville and down that ways.
Yeah, see that's probably around a 3 to 4 hour drive for me. What I always tell everybody is, if I'm going to drive 3 hours, I'm not going to drive 3 hours to go fish the Kanawha River, where they have a lot. I'm going to go 3 hours north and go to Lake Erie.
Yeah. Where
you can class smallmouth fishing. That's like my favorite place ever to fish in the whole world.
I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of got out of the tournament fishing in West Virginia recently. There's bass fishing here, but there's just way better bass fishing in other states. Hate to say it. Love the state of West Virginia, but it wasn't made for bass fishing.
Yeah. Do you see more obviously down south, or is there some northern states that have better bass fishing too?
North is awesome and south is awesome. Either way you go, to be honest with you.
Gotcha.
Depends on what you want to catch. You want to catch big smallmouth?
Yeah.
Go up north or down south and catch 10-pound largemouth. You can do that. So
back to gear being used in your setup. What's your favorite setup?
My favorite setup. So if I had to pick like the most fun thing to catch a fish on, I would probably throw a topwater frog. Heavy rod, big braided line, wrenching them out of lily pads or the grass or something like that. That's probably like my favorite thing to do is catch them on, watch them come up and eat a topwater frog.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get them good pictures and videos on those kind of hits.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've tried to get some videos of that. I have some pretty cool videos of them coming up and blowing up on it. It's probably about the coolest fishing you can do, in my opinion. I'm not a big frog fisherman, but I do like buzz, like the buzz baits. Same thing. Yeah. Get the same journaling. It's awesome.
You do, man. I tell you, when they come up and smack that thing, it's awesome.
Nothing better. Except maybe saltwater fishing. I don't even saltwater. I know that it gets way crazier than bass fishing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because a lot of times you don't know what you'll get.
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah. So do you do a lot of saltwater fishing?
Personally, I don't, to be honest. We're supposed to actually go out in the Gulf Stream one day this week and do some mahi fishing or fish for some sailfish and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited. But
yeah, that'll be nice.
I don't know really anything about saltwater. It's a different beast.
Yeah.
You know.
I always surf fish every year when we go to the beach. Dan, he pier fishes a lot, so I've only pier fished one time. Haven't had any luck, but
yeah, don't get me wrong. I'll try to fish saltwater. I don't seem to have too much success.
Now we went with Flatwater Outfitters in St. Simons Island, Georgia, probably 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we flat out was slamming the sea trout.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun. I've caught some sea trout before.
Yeah, my son, he was in a hot spot, and he just kept, every time he threw in, they were slamming it. It was so fun.
Yep. They're much cooler than regular trout.
Yeah, they give up a really good fight, and they got some nice teeth on them too.
Vampire teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things are crazy. I would not want to try and lip one of those things.
For sure. So what's your plans after this? I mean, you've graduated. What'd you graduate with your major?
So I actually graduated with a degree in business and economics.
Okay.
But with an emphasis in digital marketing.
Okay.
So my idea is I really wanted to work somewhere in the fishing industry. You know, that's what I love to do. And, you know, within digital marketing and social media and advertising and stuff like that, I feel like I could get a job somewhere in that realm. But recently I actually just started my own guide service out of Morgantown. So I think I'm gonna hold off on my degree, and I'm gonna chase my dream of fishing for a living.
I hear you, man. That's awesome. I mean, it's always good to have a backup like that,
Yeah, that's my idea. You know, I told a lot of people, I said, I mean, I really want to have my own guide service and fish for a living. Well, the dream would be to fish professionally one day, you know, but
yeah,
you can't always rely on that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. I was like, do you plan to pursue maybe a professional fishing career later on or something?
I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
Yeah.
That was kind of my idea behind guiding is, you know, I get to fish. I can take people fishing. I love to do that. And I can make my own schedule. I can fish the tournaments I want. Maybe I'll make it one day. Maybe not. I'll still have my degree if I want to do something with that. But I'm diving headfirst into the whole. That's my plan.
Good deal.
So, yeah, I'm going to start booking trips here in the next month or so. I'm getting all the, legal stuff worked out, which is kind of a pain.
Yeah.
But I'll start out here in West Virginia doing some trips. You know, you want to catch crappie, bass, walleye, whatever you want to catch. We can go do that around the lakes here in West Virginia. And then I want to eventually move up to Lake Erie and take people after trophy smallmouth, because that's what I really like to do.
Nice. What's the name of this guide service going to be?
It's called GT Fishing Guide Service.
GT. Okay.
Yep, I've already got the name, the logo, and everything. I have to get a couple more, like I said, legal things finished up before I can get the float.
So was there, with a guide service being started, was there a lot of legal hurdles to that, or?
I mean, yeah. So you gotta have your business license, LLC, which I've got, and I'm working with insurance people right now. You gotta have insurance, obviously. You know, if someone gets hurt out, so you don't want to lose everything you have.
Yeah, for sure.
Insurance, all that type of stuff. You know, it's kind of a pain, but I'm getting through it.
Well, good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Should be a fun venture.
May be able to get him hooked up there at the Greenbrier as a part-time guide with them guys.
Possibly.
If you like guiding freshwater.
Greenbrier River?
Yeah, they do float trips down the Greenbrier.
Okay. See, I'm more of I've got my own boat, so I'm more of a
I got you. Yeah.
Bass boat, lake, take people out that type of way. But hey, I've done my share of floating in a kayak. That's what I did before I had a boat. Was I had a kayak, and I fished every body of water you could think of in a kayak before I got.
You know, that's kind of cool that you mentioned it. I don't know of any guide services around here that will actually take you out on a bass boat.
Exactly. That was exactly my idea. I'm like, there's a hole in the market here.
Yeah.
potentially, anybody in West Virginia that can take you out and go, you want to catch crappie? Catch crappie. If you want to chase some bass, you can chase some bass. I live on Cheat Lake, which is perfect lake for, I've been fishing there my whole life.
Yeah.
Perfect. You can pick what you want to catch. And it's kind of a, I wouldn't say it's like a tourist destination like Deep Creek Lake or anything like that. But I mean, you get people that come in there and they want to go fishing, hopefully I can fill that hole.
Nice. So do you hunt as well, or you just fish?
Yeah. Funny story. I don't hunt. I really don't. I've been hunting. I've tried to shoot a buck. I've always wanted to shoot a buck.
Yeah.
I just, been crossed with the opportunity. Not that I don't like hunting or anything like that, but I always tell people that anytime the hunting is good, the fishing is also good. So you'll find me out on the lake.
Yeah, that's pretty right, because it kind of goes hand in hand with your moon phases and the tides and different things like that. So
it's the same thing.
Yeah. I do. I try to do a lot of my hunting by the moon phases. That's the way. We was raised hunting, and since I've been surf fishing, I try to do my surf fishing. That as soon as I'm at the beach, man, I'm looking up the tides, the high tide and the low tide, and the moon phases and stuff like that, because it all correlates together.
Yeah, that tide stuff is crazy. I fished a couple tournaments, college tournaments this year that were on tidal fisheries. Like the James River, Penyaw Bay in South Carolina, and I never really paid much attention to the tides until I had to fish those tournaments, and I learned a lot, from that tidal stuff. That stuff's crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but funny story, when I was born, my pap got me a lifetime hunting and fishing license in West Virginia, and at the time, everyone in my family was like, "What the heck kind of gift is that? He's never going to use that." Turns out, I've never had to buy a fishing license in West Virginia my whole life, so it was a great gift.
Sure. Yeah, I actually got my daughter that, and my son, I'm gonna get him his as well. But I screwed up and forgot to get it before he turned 2, so it was a little bit more expensive now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I haven't the hunting side of it much, but I sure have used the fishing side of it. That's for sure.
Well, Garrett, it was nice talking to you this evening. We sure appreciate you coming on and telling us a little bit about your background there with the West Virginia fishing team, and congratulations on your graduation there from WVU University.
I appreciate it, guys. It was fun getting on here. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I hope you guys do well to finish out the tournament season before you actually have to hang her up with WVU fishing.
Yeah, like I said, our last tournament's this national championship. It's in Alabama in August, and that's going to be our last ride. That would be a really special one to win. So we're going to do everything we can to put ourselves in position to do that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So we'll definitely, you go win that thing so we can have you back on and we can talk about it.
We're gonna try like heck.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a good evening, and thank you for coming on. Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. We're on all those networks. We're also on about 18 other ones. So be sure to watch out for this episode. This episode will be coming out in a couple of weeks. All of the things that we talked about there, their sponsors, their partners, and different things will be in our descriptions on our podcast there on Spotify and all the other different networks. So thank you guys for listening this evening. Have a good evening, guys.
Thanks. We'll see you.